we're looking at this ontological understanding of emotions. And we're recognizing that emotions isn't like something out there that, oh, I sometimes have an emotion and I can look at what is that, right? But rather that emotions and moods, right, they're an integral aspect of our dynamic coherency, right? We are most always in an emotion, a mood, or multiples, or a virtue. Right? As we heard each person speak today, take a moment to notice what emotion or mood or virtue or right, arose in your being. Right? And very often in the sort of objective scientific world, right, it's a rational world, and there has been historically a separation, like, well, I have to be rational and not emotional, and they're polarized, right? And we don't recognize that very often, well, this idea of being rational is like cool and collect, that's also an emotional stance. So we can look at that emotions are an integral aspect of our dynamic coherency. They're an integral aspect of our observer. When I'm learning, if I'm listening, if I'm learning from a place of anger, how does that alter what I'm learning? If I'm learning from a place of grief, how does that alter my learning? If I learn from a place of sadness, fear, right? So our being, how we're showing up, includes the emotional aspect or the mood aspect that we're in. So to become attentive to that, to become aware of that, supports us in terms of learning, design, right? Awareness, all those things. So from this ontological perspective, we're holding emotions as a territory of learning. Emotions as a territory of learning, just the same way we've been holding body and soma as a territory of learning. What do I discover when I place my attention and my awareness on my belly, on my chest, my arms? Like, what happens? How does that actually infuse and enrich my learning? So, this emotional arena as an arena to learn in. How do I bring my awareness there, and what do I gain from that process? So we can ask ourselves, why do emotions matter? Right? And we might come up with 50 different responses as to why they matter. But it's a beautiful question. Why do emotions matter? And we can look at Carl Jung. He offers a lovely quote that says, "There can be no transforming of darkness into light and of apathy into movement without emotion." There can be no transforming of darkness into light and of apathy into movement without emotion. So that's one perspective. And then Antonio Damasio says, rather than being a luxury, emotions are a very intelligent way of driving an organism toward certain outcome. Rather than being a luxury, emotions are a very intelligent way of driving an organism toward certain outcomes. So often, right, emotions have been historically dismissed. Oh, that's airy-fairy. Oh, that's not hard, right? We call it the soft. There's all these ways in which the dominant culture, contemporary times, right, dismisses emotions. And so what we're bringing forth is we're saying emotions is a legitimate territory of learning, of discovery. It hasn't been considered that for a long time. But as we bring forward this possibility that, oh, there's learning to be had by paying attention to emotions. Right? What is emotional intelligence? What is emotional literacy, emotional agility? Right. So we're beginning to enter into this territory to ask ourselves these fundamental questions. How do I understand what an emotion is?